Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 at Japan. In previous episode, our wealth has been increasing quite nicely and all that. I think today what we'll be doing is we'll be incorporating Joseon, or Korea, into our market. We're not going to annex them. I think we're going to make them a dominion. Like, technically speaking, a vassal would give us a bit more money and all that, but we don't necessarily need that much more money. We just want them in our market. And we just need to wait about a month before we can start doing that. After that, we'll probably take care of Champasak, and then I think what we'll do is we'll make a Dynam into a Dominion as well. I think that's going to be fine. We've got quite a bit of construction going on, and we'll probably need a lot more. And we've also started incorporating Formosa and Jingjing. We could, technically speaking, do that for Yunnan as well. We just don't have the bureaucracy for that. But, like, it will be incorporated just about in time. Or these two. Like, these two are done in 5 years. And both of them are, well, at least this one's got a lot of urban centers in there. This one doesn't have quite as much yet, but we will be having enough. Because we got the journal entry for urbanized Japan. So we need to have 75% of all incorporated Japanese states with at least 5 urban centers. So if we add in 2 that do have them, that will offset the stuff like West Micronesia, which can't really have enough population in there for that sort of stuff. Or Ryukyu Islands for another one. It just doesn't have the population capacity for it. Well, I mean, maybe it could have a bit more, but it just, you know, it would require a lot of people moving in and all that. Looks like we're getting a little bit of radicals right now. Loyalists are increasing-ish, at least in the past year. I think one law that we could try passing, though, is going for the poor laws. It will increase a little bit welfare payments and all that. It's also going to be a little bit bureaucracy cost, but it'll be fine. Now, at least it's something that our ruling party will, or sort of the ruling elite will approve of. And now it's already December, so let's get the war against Korea. I mean, it's probably not going to be even a full war. So let's make a dominion. There's only Russia and, well, okay, Italy, Spain, and Austria could, technically speaking, join as well. But I doubt they will. So we got that. Let's just activate this army here, and I just realized I had to crash earlier. My entire computer crashed while I started just recording this episode. Oh, I got like halfway through the episode already. So I may have done a few things that I have forgotten by now. Let's get a general over here in southern China as well. That'll be allowing us to defend Formosa, for example, from landing as well. But all things considered, they should be just giving up, most likely. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but if we can get them into our market, that'd be brilliant. And then what we can do is, we're already trying to improve relations with them, but it's probably going to take a while. And then we're improving relations with France, we're improving relations with Wales. Actually, another thing that we should improve relations with is Hawaii. We've already got neutral relations with them, but, like, well, our infamy is pretty high, so that's causing some issues there. I wouldn't mind getting them into the market without having to worry about the stuff that they have in there. Right, so we're getting a bit of steel mills as well. So how's the market doing right now? Electricity tools and steel are the most expensive, and we need a lot of those. Explosives is also something that we'll be needing. We've got some chemical plants underway. It's going to take... Oh, and there we go. They're back down. Good. So they're no longer embargoing us, so that's good. Also making, well, okay, about 10,000 pounds per week from there. So it's not massive, but, you know, it's something, and also they probably will get a massive boost. Actually, let's have a look. Joseon, if we have a look at their standard of living, it's going up quite rapidly. I mean, I don't know how quickly going on right now, but I suspect that it's going to be going up a lot in the very near future. So that's good. The population is also kind of on a rise there. I suppose since they got their independence from Jing and all that, and like being on a free market or their own market may have been more beneficial, because Jing is just a black hole of resources. It just takes all the stuff that you produce, and then your people will be paying a massive price for all the stuff still. I mean, it can be good from time to time, but it can also have a lot of bad impacts as well. Right, so we're running a little bit low on bureaucracy. I believe we got... Oh, gold depleted in Victoria. Alright. Let's actually go ahead and do the war against Champasak right now. The ideal situation over here is that we'll just conquer that, so we'll get the entirety of Laos for ourselves. Actually go ahead and take this army from here, mobilize, put it on the front line. they will probably give up. I mean, it depends. If they get someone strong in there, like Austria, they might try to go on. Or Austria and Jing. But they can only... Oh, they can only invite one. So they need to be careful on who they bring in. But yeah, we'll annex Champasak, we'll make it Dynam into Dominion. We might... I don't know if there's a chance for it, we'll take Burma. I'm not going to go for after Burma, but make it Burma into Dominion as well. Could be quite nice. Get a bit of a buffer zone in here. But like, in terms of the lands that we're going to be taking, Champasak is probably going to be the last one that we take directly. Oh, Burma size would... Oh. They're fearful, so it's probably... They'll give up now. Yep, they back down. There we go, at least we got the entire state here. Is this one? No, that would be 20 years. Kind of what I expected, to be fair. That one's fine. Did they have textile mill in here? We do. Hey, concrete fortifications done. Let's go ahead and get the one in production, compression ignition, underway. That's going to take a while, admittedly, but we'll probably get that soon enough. Hawaii is having a bit of a revolution there. As per usual, they might invite us into that one. Which, if they do, we can maybe help them out. Oh, yeah, there they are. Sure, we'll join there. We'll just send in an army to help with that. Nothing massive. That will be already enough to force them to... Well, not necessarily to surrender, but we'll just, you know, get rid of that war quickly enough. So we've got 20.7 standard of living right now. We're number 8 worldwide, and I think if we wanted to reach... Oh, Akoli is now the biggest one. Bohemia's standard of living has dropped drastically, so if we wanted to be the number 1 in standard of living, we still got quite a bit of ways to go there. But I think we're getting a little bit closer, especially if we could get a bit more... Oh, there we go, poor laws done. So welfare payments, that... Oh, there's a bit of extra bureaucracy that we're using. It's not too bad, though. It's not too bad, but I suspect that the expenses will start increasing a little bit. So that will have some bad impacts. Over here we've got quite a bit of peasants though, so let's go ahead and make sure that that can start increasing. Let's give it another 10 levels of tooling workshops. And then let's make sure to get a... Oh, right, we've got quite a few railways already underway. I'm going to give it another 5 just in case. Because we are going to be increasing this... all the industries in here quite a bit. Also, let's go ahead and get a couple of government administrations. Not necessarily something that we need desperately. But at the same time, it's going to give us a bit of extra bureaucracy. So it will help. Speaking of, though, we got a lot of authority in here. Let's have a look at the decrees. What do we have? Oh, right, so Chengjing. There's a lot of production in there. We could put in the manufacturing industry boost there. And then Northern Manchuria. What do you have there? Do you have, well, or rather in terms of what we have in terms of buildings there. We could probably put in the resource industry boost there. And then what else? Yunnan is another one for manufacturing, I reckon. So let's get that one done. And now we got a lot less authority, admittedly, but that is going to increase the production so much that our GDP is bound to hit 1.4 billion by now. We're not going to be able to start any new diplomatic plays right now, but I suppose that's fine. We don't need to do that currently. I mean, we'll help Hawaii, and then once that's done, then we'll probably do something else. Like, well, we'll get Dynam into, or as a Dominion or something like that, perhaps. So the small bit of bureaucracy that we're lacking doesn't seem to be too bad, luckily. Ooh, 2 arms. Right, so we should have our army over there advancing already, and it will clear off this war soon enough. So then we can start doing other things. We're losing a little bit of cash here. We've got 27 million pounds in gold reserves, though. Oh, we're not building full capacity right now. Okay, so over here, let's just go ahead and get ourselves another 10 glassworks, for example. Let's get them a couple of universities. Also, I suppose another place that is going to require a lot of universities is Yunnan. We'll get a couple of government administrations there as well, because we are going to have to do some taxing in here. Actually, we're going to have to do a lot of taxing in here. We'll build a lot more of those. And then, I mean, of course, it doesn't mean that we're going to get the investment pool transfers fully right now, but that's not the worst thing. So now we got 1.4 billion GDP. That's not too shabby. And we've got a lot of things building up in here. So how's the low market access? So Australia is still a problem in terms of market access. Everything else seems to be fine. But Australia is just, there's not enough population there. That's the biggest problem. It is growing though. A few thousand per year, but it's just, like, we got the infrastructure of the railways in here. But, like, there's not enough workers in there, so we're not going to get the full infrastructure in there. But as long as they can... I suppose if we were to subsidize this, it's going to be a little bit expensive in there. But they can then maybe start hiring more people to get the infrastructure going. And then the market access is going to be a lot better, and thus the standard of living is going to be better. More people will maybe move in there and all that sort of stuff. Or at least the pop growth will be higher, because standard of living is going to go up. But we really need to keep up with the construction right now. It's mostly going to be construction in the Chinese territories, most likely. Let's get another 10 of those. And how's the market doing now? So tools, explosive steel, electricity, radius is another thing that we need a bit more. Do we have... We got some electric industries in here. So that's naturally not going to be the worst idea, but we could probably get another few power plants, and let's get another 10 railways, just in case. It's going to cost us a lot, admittedly, in here. But I'd rather have a lot of infrastructure extra than too few. Plus, it's also getting a lot of these plantations there, which is quite nice. Losing a tiny bit of money right now, but I'm not too worried about that one. And it looks like the war in Hawaii is practically over already. I mean, our troops have already returned home, as far as I can tell. So after that is over, we could do the war against Dainam. That might call in Jing. Of course, we can't see that right now because the war isn't over yet. Credit where credit's due. Credit the industrialists. They're the ruling party anyway. Although we could maybe get intelligentsia in. Ah, there we go. Hawaii civil war has ended. So, if we get in the intelligentsia, it would not drop us too far with the legitimacy, but it would get us a lot more clout within the government. Plus, it would open up maybe some other laws to do, although we're not going to touch these three. The trade policy is probably good enough as is. Private health insurance is pretty decent overall. The free speech, we could go for the protected speech. Although that, I don't know, there's a lot of factions that we kind of need their support that would not accept that. Property to women is a possibility. That would increase the amount of workforce ratio, to be fair. But reduce the birth rates a little bit. Or we could go women in workplace. So that's a lot more workforce ratio, less birth rates. Oddly enough, the industrialists wouldn't mind either one. Armed forces would actually approve of the property to women. Okay, we're going to go for that one. We've got pretty darn good... Well, I say pretty darn good support, but it's only the intelligentsia that is currently supporting it. We know, it's going to make a lot of people happy. Oh, and now we got the... trade unions are now loyal, so that increases the workforce ratio a lot more. Well, I mean, it's going to reduce the cost of... Oh, there we go. Now we've got a lot of bureaucracy. Which one was it? Oh, right, Yunnan is something that we could incorporate just in time before the end of the game. Right, so the war in Hawaii is over. So Dainam, I think it's time for you to become my dominion. So Great Qing and East India Company are potential enemies there. But I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but we'll see. So got that one. Let's go ahead and get at least you on the offensive there. And we'll activate this one already. And we'll also activate the army in Manchuria, just in case. Have a little bit of extra troops available. So they're fearful they can call in one nation. And one nation only. We'll see if they can get anyone in. I mean, if they don't get anyone in, or if they just get someone that isn't very strong, then it's not really going to be a problem. They'll just surrender. We could, technically speaking, push a little bit west. Oh, great change. Well, that's to be expected. So you defend the front line there. Are they still... They're still worried. You can get into offensive there. Get another army from here into the northern China front, and then maybe we'll get another one. Your defensive strategy, so I can send you down to defend there. And we'll send one more. For example, this one. Oh, that's a good one. To defend on the Tonkin front. I think they will probably surrender regardless. In due time. I'll wait until we get it around here because they're fearful right now, so they'll probably surrender. So adding extra war goals is pointless. But if they don't give up... Oh, East India Company sides with Dainam. Okay, so now they're still worried. But the numbers are a little bit more in their favor. Oh, where's that? Oh, we got a front line here now. Ooh. So conquer state. We can take Malaya from them. We could take Tenasserim as well, although I don't know. Well, not necessarily the worst, but I think we'll start with that one. Then from Jing, we could take it maybe Shandong, or maybe... What We could take 3 quite easily. So if we take the entire bay over here, that's a possibility. So, Beijing, that would be 25 maneuvers. Then that is Hebei. And then last but not least, Shandong. Well, last but not least from Jing. No, that's not it. There we are. And then we got some maneuvers left. So from East India Company, if we were to take... not going to take anything from Dynam directly. Tenasserim is something that I could maybe take. Anything else? I mean, the Ceylon could be quite fun to have, but I don't think we necessarily need that. I think we're going to take Tenasserim. It gives us a little more land over here, and then if we take over Siam at some point, we can then connect the areas here. But they're still worried, so they might give up, but now we got the troops. Do we have anyone heading in there? Actually, I don't think we do. Right, well, I'll just send in someone from here. Mobilize. Defend. Oh, we're going to need another one, aren't we? Alright, well, we've got some extra troops in Japan, although I suppose we could just utilize the troops from... Is there anyone going for the... They are sending another 100 battalions there. Right, how about you go for that one? I don't know the quality of their troops, but we can probably push Jing out of the war fairly soon. We've got some troops defending in here. We'll have a bit more troops over here arriving eventually. Although these are going to be attacking, but how's they don't have a massive defensiveness compared to our attack value, so that should be potentially easy victory. We do still have at least the 6 battalions over here that we could send somewhere. I don't think East India Company is going to be too big of an issue. I mean, they got a lot of troops. Admittedly, they're still worried, so there's entirely possible that they'll just give up. Which, you know, if that happens, that happens. Our infamy should drop a lot then, at that point at least. I'm just going to go through the buildings real quick and make sure that everything's allowed to expand automatically. Also, I see that some of the food industries aren't using all the best stuff there. There we go, that's at least the industries done. I'm not going to go through the rural sector quite yet. We've got 1.4 billion GDP. It's already gone up by another 40 million. That ain't too bad. Hopefully, ooh, actually, what we'll need to do is use our fleet a little bit. So we'll use this one to escort convoys going into Indochina. That's probably going to be very important. Then we'll have another one that is going to be patrolling the coast of Japan. That's actually fine. And then this could be raiding convoys going in around here. Which in theory might mean that... Well, actually, no, I don't know. We'll hopefully get some of that. If there is a war between us. They got a lot of troops in here. The attack isn't all that great though. Defense of 368? My goodness. That's insane. Alright, compression ignition done. That's going to unlock a lot of mine regarded things in particular. A few other things as well. Oil turbine could be okay. I mean, we've done most of the production techs already. There's still a decent bit of military techs to go through. I mean, we could go for the chemical warfare, for example. Or military aviation. Or the battleships. I mean, that might not be a bad idea, actually, for the naval combat. We're going to get the chemical warfare done real quick, first of all, and then we can focus on other things. It looks like New South Wales is having some problems there. But they're still worried. I'm pretty sure that they can't invite anyone else in. I don't think we're going to lose this, although our troops... Do we still have armies that are not activated? We've got a little bit, plus we got the 21 battalions from Japan itself, which aren't activated. I think what we're going to do in Japan, though, is we're just going to recruit a new general there. We'll take that one. I'm going to keep it in Japan, though, in case they try doing a landing. Or if we need a desperate reinforcement somewhere, then we can send it from there. Like, we've got 4 battalions defending against a lot of the enemy troops there. Their offensive values are quite rubbish in there. In the south, we've got 60 battalions. If needed, we can move the 20 battalions there to somewhere else. But we've got pretty darn good defenses there, so we'll just, you know, push through the northern front against Jing first. Which, to be fair, we got only 2... we don't have anyone defending there, actually. That could be a problem. I suppose one thing that I could do... So I could get a few more barracks in here, although it does seem to have a bit of problem recruiting people. If we were to get another 20 or so in Manchuria, for example. then that would allow us to get a lot of the... Oh, another army in here to assist with the defensiveness in here. Which might be for the best. But it seems like we're going to have one big war here. But then we'll have Dynama's Dominion, hopefully, afterwards. Gold depleted in Nevada, alright. Plus, it's going to give us a pretty good amount of land over here in Jing as well. I don't think we'll have time to call them, but at least we'll have the option. I think at this stage we do need to slow down a little bit. So our first attack is going to be a failure. That's a bit of a shame. I mean, we got pretty good... We're killing more than we're losing. Just about, but it's just they got almost 3 times as many units there. Getting some barracks in there already, so the army size will be starting to increase. Inefficient agriculture. We should follow their advice. And what do we have here? We've got a double combat. Oh, double combat. Well, we're defending on both of these. One of them we're going to lose. Because they got like over 200 battalion attacking into one combat. The other one at least is going to be a victory. I was surprised that they got a double combat in there though. That's... Oh wait, it's a different front, isn't it? One of them is against the... Yeah, okay, so it was right over there and then it's the battle against that. Wow, they got 300 battalions in there. Like, we got okay defenses in there. Oh wow, they lost already about 90,000. I've lost over 20,000 though. Newspaper offers support. The editors of Japanese Tribune has come forward and offered to support the property women law if we help them out with some funding. Oh wow, that's a lot of money. Well, I'll take the 10% chance though. We got a lot of debt that we can have, if need be, so we can afford doing some of that. So are they going to be attacking again? No, they're all defending. Oh! Right, so the East India Company has basically no morale in there. And what about the Chinese troops? They don't have a lot of defensiveness in there, but they got so much more troops in there total. How is our attack going in here? That's a failure. Right, so that was the first combat. Again, they took a bit more casualties than we did. I mean, if need be, we could probably just do a landing in Beijing again. Oh, they're doing convoy raiding over there. That's not great. So that might mean that the troops in this front are going to have some problems with the supplies. Yeah, Sea of Japan. We're losing some convoys there. I'm pretty sure that we're going to win this war. Of attrition, at least. Scandinavia? No, I'm not going to join another war. I'm currently a bit busy. Oh, we found some fleets. Oh, there we go. That's going to cut down the ratings a little bit. There we go. We're getting a lot of extra troops in here. So what we could do in theory is utilize the... I don't know if we want to utilize that one. Maybe we'll utilize the big fleet over here. Or the raiding fleet will probably do fine. So naval invasion. Who's the army commander that is not busy? Sadao Tokugawa. They're going to do a landing in Beijing. Since they're busy with their troops, if we can cut them off in here, or at least start taking Jing out of the war, then that's going to make a lot easier fighting against Dainan and all the others. So this is the first combat. Oh wow, they lost over 110,000 men in that one combat. They took a little bit of land at least. But I'm sure that our troops will be able to hold them back a bit longer. Or maybe even win them in a combat or two. But it's just, you know, they got 6-to-1 ratio in terms of troops there. And while our defense is massive. Ooh. Right. So this time it's gonna be a massacre. I don't know which side is gonna win though. Well, they had 250,000 men almost there at the start, and we had about 40,000. We lost about half our men. They lost about half their men. Well, one thing's for sure, they are taking heavy casualties there. And I think that's going to start reducing their war support quite quickly. I mean, well... No, yeah, I mean, they've taken 500,000 casualties already. And it's still not even budging the war support all that much. So we're going to be losing our war support a little bit faster, but we won't be going below 0 unless they manage to take lands in, like, Laos and all that. It looks like this is going to be a victory. With the speed that they're losing their men, there's another 100,000 men that they've lost in this combat. And our attack over here seems to have been a failure. Got a bit of extra there at least. That'll hopefully help. And we're losing some convoys in Sea of Japan again. I kinda hate that, but... Okay. Like, I think... Oh, we've got a naval combat in here. Well, that's not gonna stop our invasion. There we go, the invasion has begun. It's going to be a successful invasion. That's going to give us a little bit of land in here. And we've got another attack into the region as well, but that's not going to be a success, I'm afraid. Oh, where do we have a... Cambodia, Tonkin from... Oh, did they do a landing in here? Or did we... Oh. General died. And was it the... Hold on a minute, which one was that? Alright, well, let's have a look. Where do we need... Or where can we recruit a new general? I suppose Japan and... Well, mostly Japan. I'm going to take the taxable one. So now we should have at least one general that is available. This one. Send it over there. Plus we might have to send in the army from here to help there. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in this game right now, is that whenever there's a general die, then you need to send the entire army back in the front that they were in. Which gets a little bit annoying after a while. I suppose at this stage... Oh, did we... Oh, Sadara Tokugawa is still stuck in the... Oh, they are fighting in here. Another combat, but that's going to be a loss. Oh, lovely. Our generals died from here. No, they were moved in there. Okay. They've managed to take a lot of land here, that's for sure. But now that we control part of the capital state, as soon as we're done with that, we should just stop the attacks in here. Like, one of these can already switch to the defense. Your offensive planet, though, so it probably needs to be the other one that switches to defense. Well, you know what? I was just going to switch you to defense now already, and the other one, once it's ready, will... Or done, we'll switch that to defense, and we're going to send the other one out. This one needs to stop attacking as well. Is that still attacking from... I don't know, like... Which front is it in here? That army. I suppose it's technically speaking still doing the... Oh, Tokugawa is no longer part of that. Okay. Wait, where are you then? Stand by in Japan. Oh, right, okay. Just heading back. I've got a lot of combats in here. I think it's still kind of stuck in that combat, though. But it will be returning into Japan, I guess. Is that battle over soon? As long as we hold a little bit of Jing's capital, they will eventually give up. And then, you know, we might have to do landings elsewhere, but we definitely need to stop this bloody massive breakthrough over here. Plus, if we could do a landing in Tonkin, that would probably be fine. That would allow us to get Dainam out of the war. It would make the front over here a lot narrower, as it were. And they're moving massive amount of troops in here. Oh, Jing is moving 195 there and another 120 over here. How soon are they in there? 20 days. Okay, so in theory, we can advance into that front. Are you... There we go. So you go there. I suppose you could try doing the same over here. If we could clear out those two pockets, that's going to free up 2 armies that can then help over here, for example. So we've got some... Oh, are you on the... Why are you on the offensive? I thought I gave you orders to be on the... Okay, never mind. Okay, that's a victory there. This one's hopefully going to be a victory. And that one's still... Oh, right. We got this one now still attacking, so I'm going to put you on defense here. And then this one could actually start attacking on this front. We've got 44 battalions. They've lost so much... Although they've removed so much of their battalions away from this front, that it should be doable to start advancing in from here. Well, yeah, it's actually going to be a doable battle there. I was getting a little bit worried by those numbers, but seems to be fine. Over here we got attack against... Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. And over here we got one over there. We've got one over here which is not doing all that strong. And what's... Raising concerns. Okay, what's the popularity of trade unions? It's... Or loyalty, it's 17. So they'll just have to accept that. Right. Robber discovered in Bangkok. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, but I do also see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.